Okay, we are recording now. So, okay, guys, welcome. Let me share my screen with you so you can see what I'm looking at. I was just going to start going and then I forgot. Okay, all right, over here, guys. Hopefully, more of you are able to jump into the Nearpod. But just remember, this lesson is being recorded for learning purposes. Classroom expectations, make sure you're following along with the Nearpod. Use the chat tools respectfully and appropriately, and also respond to questions and instructions the first time. Okay, this is kind of the finale. Most of you have already taken Introduction to Criminal Justice, and this is criminal law. So together they make a pathway, which gives you CTE pathway credit, which is nice. But we're going to be talking about what you can basically do to kind of get into this field if it interests you. Okay, it doesn't necessarily involve being a police officer or a lawyer, but there's so many different career opportunities. Okay, I just wanted to jump to the live lesson or the class real quick. Remember, I post all recordings to here, so if you've missed one, you can always come back and grab it. If you go to plan, you'll see where we're at. We're on, it's April 28th here. You will have our lesson that is due, the assignment / exit ticket that's due by Wednesday. So we have that here. Last day for seniors is the 18th. Last day for everybody else to turn everything in is the 25th. And then it's summer break. Crazy, huh? Okay. As we come in here, I went under content now. This will be your assignment today. You'll be turning in basically just a summary, 75 words about a criminal justice related job that you'd be interested. Okay. And so here's the objective that we're looking at. So given a Word or Google document, students will accurately search careers within the criminal justice system. Choose one and find the credentials that you need to apply. Okay. So credentials means having like a degree, being able to just have peace officer training, being able to have an associate's degree. There's other qualifications. There's fitness standards you have to meet, right? For some of this. Some people say they want to be in the behavior analysis unit, okay? So you got to look up and see what the credentials are for that. Usually it's a master's degree with a certification in behavior analysis, okay? So those are the things you're going to have to look at, okay? And you basically will choose one field that interests you, okay? And you may not want to go into the field, but that's all right. You just do it, okay? This is good research to kind of see what you maybe want to do. Choose a field that the credentials you need to apply for the career, and write about it with 80% accuracy across one trial. Okay, so finding employment in the criminal justice system, okay? There are many job opportunities available in the criminal justice system for those who are interested in the field and willing to do what is required to earn the necessary qualifications. We'll discuss the steps one needs to take in order to prepare for, locate, evaluate, and apply for a job opportunities in this competitive job arena. But simply landing in a job isn't the end of the process. You will also need to think about what it takes to be a good employee and what to do if you decide to change careers in the future, right? So you always want to kind of keep your options open. It's like sometimes you don't always, you find yourself in an environment or maybe around people or something like that you need to move on, right? So you want to keep an open opportunity when you're looking for employment. So when we're developing a career, and I mean, that's what CTE is called, career technical education, right? So that's why we've kind of capped these two basically block classes off with looking at careers, okay? So when you're developing a career plan, you've learned a lot about criminal justice in these 2 blocks and how it works. You'll also have an opportunity now to be able to explore careers in the field. Now we'll discuss how to find a job in the criminal justice system, okay? So I'm going to take you to a site that I think is really good because it lists a lot of jobs. And something that's good about working in the criminal justice system is you're more likely to work for the government. So there are quite a few benefits to working for the government, rather than like a private entity, even though there is private entities you could work in and still work in criminal justice too. So, but we'll want to look at goal setting, right? Like a SMART goal is something that's specific, measurable, obtainable, relevant, and time bound. And so when you're looking for these opportunities or setting goals for what you want to do in the future, whether it's a career in criminal justice or something else, you want to set those goals to be able to meet those goals. Okay, so locating job opportunities. So this is where we'll dive into when we do our assignment, okay? usajobs.gov. Okay, this is looking for federal jobs in the criminal justice system. Now remember, there's different courts, right? So there's the state courts that, you can work for the state of Utah in the criminal justice system. There's a big criminal justice system in Utah, but you also have the federal level that have the federal courts, has also other things like that. You can also look at other job boards, something like careerbuilder.com, monster.com, Indeed, Simply Hired, all of those kind of things. You can kind of see what the opportunity is. Okay, one thing that you're going to need to complete a job or get a job, right, is you're going to have to complete a job application, okay? And that involves writing a resume. Has anybody ever written a resume before and submitted it? You just put that in the chat. Yes, okay, very good. Good, so it looks like you have some experience. Has a lot of you had job interviews or had jobs before? Like right now? Yeah? Where do you guys work? Some people want to put that in there. Okay, so not right now. No problem. It's good to focus on school and other things too. Does anybody work right now? Okay, you work at Little Caesars. Awesome. I always get their pizza for my kids. Anybody else work anywhere else? Okay, I should put those in. I'll better do that. Oh, somebody said they're hoping they're going to work at Lagoon. Well, you may see me because I'll be stomping around with my kids at Lagoon. Probably not super happy because it'll be too hot for me out there. Dishwasher at a diner. Awesome. Okay, it's good to kind of get those experiences, but you'll want to think of something that has good earning potential, okay? If any of you have taken my personal finance class before, we talked about that earning potential, the ability to make more money and stuff like that. So, okay, we're going to watch this video in regards to criminal justice careers and kind of what some things are about. So this is a little lengthy, but I think it's really good. So here we go.
Hey guys, how's it going? It's Calvin Rab, and I hope you're having an awesome day today. So a special welcome to all my criminal justice majors, because in this video, I'm going to be going over the top 10 highest paying jobs for criminal justice majors. And I am going to go from lowest paying to highest paying. And yeah, highest paying is going to be number 1, but I don't want you to skip straight there because A, salary isn't the most important thing, and B, something along the way may pique your interest that you may want to look a little bit into. So let's get into it. I think I've done a couple of different videos like this before, and these were some of I don't want to say like the coolest, but the most interesting jobs that I have been able to research, and there are a ton of them. Out of all the videos that I've done, these are the most jobs that I've looked at. I looked at well over 100 different jobs. So this is definitely one that it has a whole lot of jobs at the other end, and it's just a fascinating field in general. So without any further ado, let's get into it. And if you're new here, my name is Calvin Rabb. I make videos all about the job market and economics. So if you're interested in anything like that, I would love it if you would subscribe. Coming in at number 10 with a base average salary of over $76,000 is a probation officer. So a probation officer will really be in charge of a lot of things that have to do with rehabilitation of law offenders, and especially people on parole and things like that. So what this person is going to be doing is oftentimes they'll know a lot about mental health or different things like that that a lot of law offenders may be struggling with, and they'll come up with different rehabilitation plans in order to get them up to speed, for after they're done with parole and maybe released, because that oftentimes transition from being incarcerated to being in the free world is oftentimes tough for a lot of people. So this person will come up with different plans to make sure that they are kind of just up to the right understanding and in the right mindset and fully prepared to, enter the workforce and put their best foot forward. Coming in at number 9, making about $77,000 per year, is going to be a Homeland Security professional. Now, a Homeland Security professional is, again, more of a general field than it is specific job, but in the name, you can see Homeland Security. And Homeland, so here in the United States, that would be the United States or whatever country you may be in or working for. So what you're going to be in charge of here is really mostly terrorist threats or anything that poses a threat to the security of that homeland. And you are going to be oftentimes have a specific part of that, part of the security team that goes into Homeland Security in general. Again, it's a gigantic field. So you oftentimes specialize in something, and that will require a little bit of further training. But this is certainly a very important, and of course, because of that, it is high paying, and it can be a pretty interesting field altogether if you are interested in not only just intelligence collecting, anything like that, but just Homeland Security in general, making sure that we stay safe in the United States or whatever country you're working in. Coming in at number 8, making over $81,000 per year, is going to be a Border Patrol agent. And I don't think I really need to explain too much into what a Border Patrol agent is, other than, it's just someone who will kind of watch the border and patrol the border 24/7 and protect the borders of a said country. And here in the United States, this is definitely something that is really getting a lot of look right now, and it's also somewhat controversial as well. But what you're going to be doing is not only making sure people come in legally, but on top of that, making sure and enforcing a lot of different drug policies and making sure that drugs don't come into the United States or outside of the United States. So if this is something that you are interested in at all, if this is a field that you feel some type of passion towards, then this may be something that you want to go into. There's a lot of different jobs that are surrounding this and are similar to it. I found different jobs such as being an ICE agent, which average salary was $79,000. So a lot of different jobs will do the same thing. So if you want to look more into this idea of border security, you'll see a kind of a door open up into a lot of different jobs as well that you can look into that may be of further interest to you as well. Number 7, and it's kind of in that same ballpark as the Border Patrol agent, but different enough that I felt like it deserved its own. And that is a deportation officer. And a deportation officer is going to be making over $86,000 per year. So a deportation officer, I'm sure we all know kind of what it is, but what this person will be in charge of is just making sure and just in charge of that process of not only locating people that may be illegally, but then moving them oftentimes to outside the United States or to some trial or something like that. So they are in charge of deporting people who may be living in the United States illegally. Number 6 is a prison warden, and a prison warden is going to be making over $87,000 per year average base salary there. So a prison warden is a high-ranking official who really is in charge of the managerial and kind of not only business aspects, but just the ongoings of a prison system. So a prison warden is going to make sure that all the staff and everyone there is following different regulations, making sure that everything is done safely, and just making sure that everything is secure. So it's in charge of all things management perspective of a jail or prison system. Coming at number 5 is a Drug Enforcement Administration agent, or oftentimes just referred to as a DEA agent for short. This person will be making over $88,000 per year base average salary. So a DEA agent is in charge of all things kind of drugs within the United States and, of course, at the borders as well. So they'll be looking into a lot of illegal drug trafficking, maybe across borders or even between states here in the United States. And they'll be following different groups who may be, creating the drugs and trying to sell them and just really cracking down on this. Ever since the United States took that war on drugs, this has been certainly a main focus, and this kind of job field has exploded since then. So if you are interested in that at all, in trying to rid the United States of drugs, then this may be something that you want to look further into. This is certainly something I hear a lot about it here on the news here in San Diego, because we are close to the border, and oftentimes on the news I see a lot of DEA agents speaking about their job, what they do, and I always hear about, drugs coming from other countries or leaving the United States to other countries as well. So it can oftentimes be a somewhat risky job, but it is something that is very important, and because of that, it is very high paying. Coming at number 4 is a computer forensic specialist, and this person's going to be making over $92,000 per year. So it's in the name there. You are going to be a forensic specialist, meaning you are then going to be looking into litigation and different crimes and different things like that. But the computer side of things means you're going to be dealing a lot, of course, with computers. And oftentimes what the main job is going to be is just getting information out of computers. And so much of a lot of crime that is done electronically, is done over the internet. There's tons of documentaries about black markets and different things that run within different computer systems, different things like that. So your whole job is to be tracking that, following that, and getting information from maybe different computers and things like that to try to lead to the arrest or just further understanding of a certain crime that may be going on. Coming in at number 3, and if you enjoy travel, then this may be something that you want to look into, and that is a federal Air Marshal, and they're going to be making over $99,000 per year. So a federal Air Marshal is going to be someone that works with the TSA, and they are trained terrorist investigators. And the whole job of them altogether is to make sure that public flying is safe. So they are oftentimes trained marksmen and different things like that. And all their whole job is just to make sure that public flying is safe. And oftentimes, most likely, you probably won't know who they are. It makes me wonder if I've ever, passed or seen a federal air marshal. They don't advertise that they're federal air marshals. So this, of course, is a very important position here in the United States and in the world at large. And if you're interested at all, then this may be something that you want to look into. It is very high paying as well. Coming in at number 2 is a criminal investigator, and they're going to be making just under $100,000 base average salary. So when I think of fighting crime and solving crimes, this is most likely kind of what you think of, or at least what I think of. So a criminal investigator is going to be in charge of all things, within crime investigation. This is going to be someone who is there during the evidence gathering to the interrogation of different subjects and just following of different evidence and different leads. And they're all the way there to look at the data, to make analysis, to even make arrests, and they are there through the whole process. So if you are into crime at all, or just interested in justice and anything like that, then this may be something that you want to look into. You oftentimes focus on maybe one specific type of crime or something within the crime that you have a particular skill set with and just further studying. But this is a very fascinating field, and I think a lot of criminal justice majors go into that major, very interested in crime and solving crime. So this may be something that you want to look into, because for me, I kind of see it as like the quintessential job for a criminal justice major. Coming at number 1 is a United States Secret Service agent, and on average, you're going to be making over $137,000 per year. So whenever you think of a Secret Service agent, the most common place that we see them is usually with protecting high-level officials, and this is a very important job for them. Usually they are kind of protecting a government official. If the president ever leaves the White House or is traveling, giving a speech or something like that, oftentimes you'll see Secret Service agents. Well, ideally, you don't really want to see them, them because usually they're undercover and they don't want to be seen. But there's so much more that Secret Service agents do than just protecting government officials. They of course protect very important buildings and different things like that. When I traveled to DC, I could see some Secret Service agents protecting a lot of the important federal buildings that are there. But on top of just adding protection, they also do a lot of investigation into different fraud. Particularly when I was researching this job, they do a lot of research into financial fraud and different things like that, into counterfeiting. And there's so much more that goes into this job. And also something important to know, that if you are interested in becoming a Secret Service agent or something like that, there are a lot of jobs outside the US as well, meaning, you could have to move to another country or something like that. There's no guarantee that you're going to be based here in the United States. So this, of course, is a huge job with a lot of different opportunities that are out there for you. So that will wrap it up. Thank you so much for watching. I truly appreciate
on the different career options that you guys have. So advancing your career in criminal justice, becoming a model employee, what you need to do is stay current in the field that you're going to be working in, reading the latest research, following best practices, attending trainings. Like, for example, one of the trainings I went to just recently was the Driver's Education Conference conference. And we went down there, we learned all the new stuff that's going on, okay? Just perfect things, make sure you're on time, you don't run late. It's better to be early than late. If you are sick, you call in, you do your absences, making sure you're good communication skills, you can work well with others. Okay. So this is what I want to know. Are you looking at going into a career in criminal justice? If so, which field would you like to go into? Okay. So let's see here. Forensics. Awesome. Love it. I think I'd be on the behavior analysis unit if I could. That would be cool. That would be my top. What other field are you thinking? Maybe not sure yet. Okay. So you guys know I am putting in the chat here pretty soon where we're going to go next to kind of look at these jobs. Nope. Okay. If I were, I'd be at the behavior analysis. Okay. Nope. You don't think so? That's all right. It's good to learn about how the system works, right? And all that kind of stuff. Even if you're not choosing this as a career field. No. With choosing career, I most likely will end up working with criminals. Well, be careful, I guess, when you're working with them. I'm uncertain, but criminal psychology would be an interesting field. Definitely, right? Mental health is going to be a huge role playing moving forward, I believe, in the criminal justice system. Okay, so if psychology, all that kind of stuff is something, that'd be good. Medical field, engineering, or law. Okay, law would be part of criminal justice, right? Okay. Probably not. All right, well, that just gives you some options. Kind of wondering where you guys are at in regards to that. Okay, so what we're going to do, I put in the chat USA jobs. So this is where you would go kind of for your assignment. This is one of the things. You could go to like Indeed or any other job searching thing, but I think this would be a good one. And if you just type in criminal justice. And see what job openings there are, okay? So here's DC area, Deputy Director, Office of Internal Affairs. I mean, look at the price. That's a pretty good salary right there. Yep, very good. Working with victims. Joseph talks about working with victims. That would be part of it too, okay? This one's in Arizona. So you can see they're all over the United States. Okay, Western District of Wisconsin. Okay, we'll see if there's any in Utah right now. How's that? Didn't want to move out. Okay, here we go. We got Industry Operations Investigator. Okay, Deputy Inspector General of Investigations. Department of Homeland Security. That's where that's at. Okay, this is working in the court system. So there's a lot of things you can look at. This one's kind of nice because it does give you a salary breakdown. So that looks like all the ones in Utah. But if you were to filter it so it doesn't have Utah, if it just has anywhere, you can definitely see. So you can use that or Indeed to do your assignment. And just to verify, what you're going to do is you're going to go to usajobs.gov or another online site that helps you find jobs. You're going to search for related jobs in criminal justice. You're going to choose one that interests you, and you're going to write a summary of the position you choose. And you're also going to list the qualifications needed to apply for this. Okay. No, it doesn't have to be in Utah. It could be anywhere. Right? If you want to go work on a military base, being a security guard in Germany, fantastic, have at it, right? Or anywhere else across the nation. It is up to you. Okay, that is the assignment and the class. So appreciate you guys being here. I'll stop the recording, but I'll be around to answer any questions if you need any. So thanks, everybody. Appreciate it.